Beat out of hell. Good morning, Lynn. How are you doing? I'm doing great. I'm about to go to Panera. I didn't work yesterday. They didn't have me on the schedule, and you cannot assume that I always come in every day. So then it was President's Day. So I said, you know what? If everybody showed up yesterday, it may not have been busy because, one, most of those areas where Panera is located, the location I work at, are businesses, and most likely they probably were off yesterday. So I'm quite sure it was a very slow day with Panera. And two, I was better off doing Uber Eats and Grubhub. Now, let me tell you, if I knew that me fulfilling those goals with Quest would give me an extra $15 or $25, man, I would have done Uber Eats all of last week because I didn't realize they had a Quest promotion going on until I clicked on it and saw that if I completed 6 trips, I would have got an extra $15 or $30. It was, so I looked at it. I said, dang, I missed all this money on the table. But that's all right. No big deal. No big deal. But I did do Uber Eats yesterday. I could have made $25, but I said, you know what? I'll just settle for the 50. Started Uber Eats earlier. If the Quest was from noon. It's amazing how Uber always seems to put a promotion or a Quest when they know that most likely it would be slow. Because it was slow. I had my app turned on when I did my first order, which was around, I want to say it was around 1-ish, maybe 2-ish that I started. I don't know, I have to go back. But I had the app turned on with Uber Eats all day yesterday until about 5 o'clock, because that's when I had to do Grubhub for 2 hours, and I only had one Grubhub order in that whole 2-hour block. And I was like, really? And then Uber Eats, I end up doing, let me see, I think I end up doing 9. I think I did 9. No, I did less than 9. I think I did 8. Well, anyway, I did pretty good with Uber Eats yesterday, surprisingly. I made 60-something bucks. But when you look at how many hours I had clocked on or logged on, I was logged on for probably like 5 hours, maybe 6, something like, I don't know. But anyway, that's not what this video is about. This video is going to be about mileage and tracking mileage and determining your, good morning, Vicki Smith. And I see 4 people on here, but only 2 of y'all are speaking. So who's the other 2? If your other 2 people don't say nothing or say good morning, unless you're someone, my regulars, like Seattle Driver or Lynn, not Lynn. Lynn, you're already on here. Dorian. Anybody else is on here that's not my regular and you don't say nothing? Can the other people on there, tell me who's on there. Good morning, Miss Johnson. I can't see, so I'm driving. Otika Johnson. I just need to know who's on here. That way I could acknowledge all those who are viewing my channel. But anyways, back to the mileage, the tax tip for mileage. Now, mileage could be very tricky when it comes to deducting the mileage on your Schedule C when you're doing these ride-sharing gig jobs. Now, I know a lot of y'all do not keep track of your miles properly. Some of y'all use Stride. Some of y'all use MyIQ. Some of y'all use simple paper and pen. And you write down the dates and you write down the odometer. But let me tell you, there's a cap, not a cap, but there is a limit that if you're deducting your miles and you have some high unusual miles and you're trying to deduct those miles for tax purposes, I'm not going to tell y'all what the amount is, because if y'all wish to know what it is, hit me up privately or I'll tell you, because there is a limit and there is a miles that the IRS will ask for that mile log. They're going to ask you for your book, and they're going to ask you times and purpose, not simple printout from the MyIQ. Even if you do keep track of it on the MyIQ, there are certain things it must be that the IRS must ask. They're going to ask you for. Now, it doesn't have to be nothing, no fancy app, because see, when you submit documentation to the IRS and they ask you to verify these business miles, they're not going to ask you from what it says on the MyIQ and everything. They're going to ask you for dates, your time, and what was the purpose of those miles. So if you're a person, and let me tell you the reason why I brought this up. The reason why I brought it up was because I was watching renowned Terry Tips, and he was talking about how many miles he racked up in a year with Uber and Lyft, and he displayed a very high mileage. Now, of course, you would say, well, Teresa, I do Uber and Lyft full time, and it is most important if you do it full time to keep an accurate mile log. Because let me tell you, one of the questions they ask you is, do you have another car or do you have a secondary car that you use outside of business? If you only have one car and you driving Uber and Lyft and you putting down, say, I average 70,000 miles. Let me tell you, you're going to get audited. You're going to get audited big time, and they're going to question and ask you to show proof of those receipts. Well, not almost receipt. They're going to ask you proof of those mileage, because 52 cents a mile or 50 cents a mile, what is it, 50 cents? They went up 1 penny. And you take 70,000 miles. Now, tell me, any of y'all calculate that for me, because I'm driving. And I'll tell you the reason why. Well, let's say simple math. 20,000 miles at 50 cents a mile is $10,000. But you report that you made with Uber, let me see. You say let's say you made 35,000 a year, and you take the mileage minus your standard, minus your exemption, and you calculate the self-employment taxes, because you do have to pay self-employment taxes, and that's another topic that I'm going to go over with, because I think a lot of people make videos, they randomly talk about, you know, treats in your car with customers, and they make all these claims about all these things you could deduct, but you can't deduct. You either have to choose the mileage, or you choose the actual expense as it relates to what you're doing. So ride sharing, if you do Uber Eats, Grubhub, anything related to your car, you get to deduct. Now you say, well, which one is better, miles or your actual deductions? If you have a gas guzzler and you're driving an old car, good morning, Dorian. I'm going to talk to you later on, but I'm going to call you later when I get back home so we could do your information that we talked about. But anyway, if you have a gas guzzler and you wish to figure out, well, which one is better for me to deduct, then you may want to take the actual expenses. Depending on how much are you spending on your car. Now, if you have a very efficient car, it doesn't take a whole lot of maintenance and things of that nature, then you may want to keep track of the miles. But to me, you want to keep track of your miles, period. Not just for deciding for tax purposes of which one should I do, or which, you really want to see. Now, for those who do this as a side gig and they work a job, you can't deduct all those miles. Because, one, come on. Because for one thing, we know that if you have only one car, you can't deduct every single mileage and says, well, personal business. They ask you, what's the percentage do you use your car for personal, and what's the percentage is it used for the ride sharing gigs? That percentage determines how much of that are you going to be able to deduct. So if you have one car and you don't have no other car, and I'm not even talking about you lease a car either, because that's why I never bother to be bothered with Uber and the Lyft exchange program, because they say, well, I'm not gonna drive my car and drag it down to and I'm just gonna do a lease exchange program, and I'm gonna, it doesn't make sense with the lease. That's why Uber got rid of the lease program. If they had sense enough to get $138 a week, that doesn't make any sense. And a long-term lease at that. And then most likely, you can't drive that car for personal reasons. If you can't afford to get a hoopty and do Uber Eats, or get a car that meets the years or the year that you need to do it, let me tell you, if you do Uber full time, you're going to end up having to buy another car 2 years sooner than you need to in the first place. That's why I don't do people. I don't do people because the numbers do not add up. It doesn't. It doesn't add up. Why would I want to spend um just as much as saying I just finance my own car and be able to write the whole entire cost off? I'd rather buy me a used car or a new car. Not even gonna say a new car. I wouldn't even buy a new car because when I bought this car brand new, trust me, I was not doing Uber with this car. And the mistake that I made was that um I should have just started driving that Corolla when I started doing Uber Eats, but I didn't trust that Corolla to be going all over Atlanta either. But for purposes of keeping track of your miles, I'm gonna tell you, if you're reporting anything over 30,000 plus miles, you better make sure you have a log. I don't care if you got to go back on every single date and backtrack and go backwards and recreate the mile log. But if you have not kept track of your miles, then there are certain things you could do for proof. But if you wish to find that out, stay tuned for a blog posting that I'm going to talk about that. I'm not going to do a video deep on it. I'm going to resume my blog and start writing again. So just go to 1099taxes.wordpress.com and stay tuned because I think in the next drop that WordPress and start registering my actual name and do a blog along with my website. I've been neglecting my blogs, writings, and I'm going to have to step up the game a little bit this year. I'm going to need to step it up. You know, I'm going to start focusing more on my personal business. Yeah, I'm going to do the taxes. I'm going to still do that, but I'm going to really go beyond just talking about taxes. I'm going to start developing my business development courses and helping those who wish to truly become business owners. You know, I'm going to start speaking about business strategies, business development. I'm still learning how to do those apps. You know, I'm still learning the technology, you know. And yeah, I'm gonna start focusing more on my business, and I'm not gonna spend so much time on YouTube as much anymore because I'm getting really kind of tired of YouTube. I'm getting tired of watching other people's videos who, you know, this Uber YouTube haters, you know, and boys rather, getting into these YouTube beef wars over subscribers. You know, I'm so sick and tired of people in their feelings about their YouTube and Uber. You know, it's a guy up in Chicago. He is so arrogant. He speaks about I got the I'm the most handsomest man with the beard and making look what I made with doing Uber in Chicago, making $1,600, $1,700, $2,000 a week. And that's another thing. Stop showing your earnings on YouTube And I know I made a mistake with United Healthcare, which to me is a blessing in disguise that I did leave, that I was let go when I was let go because I heard it was a mess. Not so much about the job, but they were a bunch of liars. They didn't hire anyone permanent. The contract ended in January, and whew, that's another video altogether. That's another video altogether. Let me tell you. I think but anyway, let me tell you. Stop flashing your earnings and counting your money every week on YouTube. Money recap. What is the purpose of doing that? Why are you showing every Monday you got your recap of what you did during the week? What business is it to me or anybody else? Is that supposed to draw people to your channel? Are you using that as a clickbait to get people to subscribe to be a driver with Uber? What does one effort have to do with somebody else's? That's just, only reason why people watch other people's videos because they're like, oh, Jermaine, how much money you make? Everybody want to know how much money you make it. Stop showing your money stop posting your money on media. Because if you're not going to report all of your income to the IRS and to the state authorities, agencies, you think that, okay, I'm going to put down Schedule C income. There's a section that has tips. There's a section that has tips. If you get cash tips and you just put it in your pocket and you don't report that, $20 worth of tips is to be reported. You say, well, that's $20. But I can assure you, if y'all think that this new year, next year come, is not going to be some major changes, that's going to be more major changes is going to happen, especially when it comes to that overhaul of tax law thing. How, being a 1099 independent contractor is not the same thing as owning your own business. It's not your own business. It's not your business. And if you think that this gig economy, that's what the world we are now becoming, we're becoming a gig economy, meaning that any profession could be an independent contractor for a company where they have control of how much you're going to make. Because that's what they're doing. That's what they're doing. You think they says, well, I could turn on the app and turn off the app when I want to. Okay, yeah, you could turn on the app and turn it off when you want. But you turn on the app, you're not making nothing. You're not making any money. If Uber decide, and they know it too, all these companies have data analytics. All these people have data scientists. Look at any job on any of these companies, Lyft, Uber, Instacart, Ship, Amazon, and look at the careers, because that's what I do. You think that I just click on these websites. I look at what kind of jobs are they hiring for? They're looking for software developers, data analytics. You're paying these people $90,000, $100,000 a year plus. Part of it is because there's not that many people doing that, and two, they know that that's the most important job or career that a company would need. Someone to run these data software, someone to write the code, someone to write the software, someone to analyze data. You know, that's why I'm trying to learn different things. There's a lot of things that I'm trying to learn on my own. You know, I'm trying to learn. You know, going to school or going somewhere online, learning. You know, Google, Uber, and Lyft. They're looking for to people to enter those um, data sciences technical field by offering different programs, different scholarships, just for people to learn those skill sets for those companies. Because let me tell you, Uber, Lyft, and Grubhub, and all the rest of these companies, it's not going to be the same. A lot of people says, well, they're never going to be a flying car. They're never going to be a driverless car. Robots, you know, robots is going to be the death of a lot of people's jobs, and it's going to be the death of black folks because, and I'm just speaking to black folks only, because the fact that we are not in that club, you know, and I'm not talking about no bullshit job. Come on, stop driving fucking slow. Shit. Half these people don't know how to fucking yield and stop. Can't be creeping across, getting across the parking lot. But you know what, though? Every time I try to look for different companies to try to see, okay, what is the skill set that they're needing? What is the skills that they're wanting to hire? I never see black people in it, particularly women. I got the Money magazine a couple of days ago, and I should have. Well, I don't have it. I think it's anyway. If I have it in the car, I'll show it to y'all. But anyway, it has showed about the um, digital industry or computers. I ain't gonna say computers because it's not computers. You know, the age of the digital age or data analytics, um, technical industry, and they had a woman on the magazine. But when I looked at it, I said, okay, Miss Cute, they try to talk about women, but I ain't seen not one black woman on there. One Asian woman, one woman looked like she was Indian, and all the rest were white women. Now, I'm not having anything against white women or white or people of other ethnic groups, but just because you say, well, we're diversified, just because you put an Asian or a white woman or Indian woman on a cover, does not make it more diverse. You know. Now I'm quite sure there are a lot of technologists, people in the industry. My aunt is one. My aunt has a Google patent. My aunt's been in the industry because she was, you know, her major was mathematics. That's her thing, math. And she has, I remember going into her office because she used to work at the University of South Carolina where I attended, where I finished my undergrad at. And I remember all the um, things that she would do, and you know, the students who were there in her office. Most of them were Asian, They were either Asian or Indian. I didn't see not one black person at all. And I say all of this is that we need to kind of change our mindsets as to what it is that we want to do in this gig economy. And the gig economy, those who are doing the footwork, being paid very little, using our own personal resources, our cars, our time. But we have no leverage. We have no leverage. We have no leverage. I bet you that if y'all had the skill sets of being a data analytics scientist or data analyst, or you was in the technical field and you were making six figures for these very same companies that we drive for, Uber, Lyft, even though there are some, you know, there are some race, racist, sexism that exists in this industry, in the technical industry. The thing is that we have to do more. Now, everybody may not have an understanding of technology, understand coding, because it takes a lot of work. Let me tell you, it really does. You know, I've tried to take different classes that I could find for free because I'm in so much student loan debt up to my ass that I just can't bring myself to go to another boot camp or go to Georgia Tech. And then I said, well, how much does it cost? And then they talking about, you know, I don't have that time. You know, I'll be 50 years old this coming November. Now, yes, I could probably say, okay, you know what? Try to learn something, try to get into something. But but it's an age of, they're looking for those 20-year-old, you know, 20-year-old something to work in these kind of industries. I remember, you know, and I'm not saying that you have to be a certain age to work in certain fields, but let's be honest, that's all you see. You know, I look through the websites, I go to the company's websites, Lyft, Uber, and all of them, and I click on the teams, and I look at the composition and the makeup of people who work in these industries. You know, that works for Lyft in the headquarters, and they're like, "Oh, come meet the team," and I ain't seen not one black person up in these pictures, none. Now, Indian people may look black, but you know, they're just as dark as me, but they don't consider themselves black. They're not black. I don't know. They're like, I'm India, Hindu. You know, all these different ethnic groups exist. Asian, white. White people mostly own the big company. You know, they own the companies. They have no technical skills. At least some of them don't, or most of them don't. But they just have the idea. They have the idea, and then they go there and get somebody from one of these Indian countries. I don't can't remember which country in India it is, but it's like every major company is based in this country in India, and they do the programming, they write the codes, they do all any technical support issues they may have. They do it, and they don't know anything. They don't know no more than anybody else. They didn't have no advantage. You know, it's just the fact that people take time to learn it. They take the time to learn. They take the time to study it. You know, they read, but it's enough. And we need to get out of that mindset. We need to know. We need to think logically. Where is it going? Where is these companies going? I look at it from a business side, but I started to say, you know what? I need to change my mindset and start also knowing technical things. And I'm not talking about writing basic codes because I know how to do that. If I really sit down and say, you know what, for 2 hours a day, 3 hours a day, rather than me talking on the phone, looking at TV, laying across the bed, looking at YouTube channels, mindless people making YouTube channels, talking about how to make $1,400, $1,500, $2,000 a week driving Uber, while they continue to cut the rates and having people talk about um, mileage, all the other expenses. No, wrong information. Or this is another thing, the book value. The book value of a car, when you look up the book value of a car, is not the same thing as depreciation. Let's get that record straight right now. Depreciation is either straight line method or you're going to take the MACS. Now, I may get the MACS calculations. It is not, what's the Kelly book value on the book value? That's not how you calculate depreciation. Now, that's what my video was originally supposed to be talking about, mileage. But also part of the mileage has to do with depreciation. Now, when I do my return, I haven't done it yet, I'm going to go and show y'all on my own return itself, depreciation. Because I am so sick and tired of people don't have a basic understanding of accounting. Because that's what it is. It's accounting. And they just get on there and people like, yo, bro, that's good video. Man, some of y'all people are so damn YouTube starstruck that y'all think because you flash your little, just join the 2000 club for Uber. Man, let me tell you, tell the truth. Don't tell the good side just to get some subscribers. People tell the good side. They don't say what it really involves. Now, you're going to be the man or you're the woman is if you could tell me that I'm going to make $2,000 a week, but yet I'm only working 45 hours a week. If you could tell me you could do that and efficiently as possible, making a YouTube video channel or getting on YouTube or sitting on your live stream all day for 8 hours a day, because I was like, God damn. And people talking about, I make $40, but I drove 40 minutes and I drove 50 miles. That's the most silliest thing I've ever heard. It's how you drive 40 minutes, make $40, and made $40, 40 minutes. If it's even $1 a mile. Because it really isn't. Because Uber takes 25-35% of that, and you get $40. So, in actuality, you didn't make $40 that ride. Now, I'm not talking about the taxes. I know people say, we only talk about the taxes, and you take them depreciation. All right, I'm back. Every time I hit this certain area, it always goes bad connection. Anyways, like I was saying, showing your money on on YouTube. Stop showing your money on YouTube. what it does. It does, you get yourself in trouble showing your income on social media. Don't do it. It doesn't, it's counting your tips every single Tuesday. Now, I'm quite sure you probably do report it. You probably say, well, I do report my tips. I ain't worried about that. But I can assure you, even though you may report it, those numbers are used to calculate, on average, what a typical average income is for the IRS or the Department of Treasury. And they base data, they take that data and they have a tax data book. They have data. Every year, the IRS or Department of Treasury releases the tax data. It has tax data, all information that's needed. And they use that for a reason. It's a reason why they do that. Because they base that information on policy changes or changes they wish to implement on the tax law. All that's done is what they're going to do in terms of what changes they need to make for taxes. That's what the data is used for. They collect the data for that very purpose. So if they start collecting the data in regards to the economy, how are the streets today? What do you mean? Ain't nothing going on with the streets other than it's a regular old street. 60-40, cloudy. Uber, I don't know. I don't do Uber. I do Uber Eats. But, come on, people. Hey, I don't do Uber people. I do Uber Eats. But I don't do Uber Eats regularly. I don't do it like 4 or 5 hours. I do it like maybe, well, yesterday I did pretty good with Uber Eats because they had a Quest, and it was a holiday. So it was kind of slow, but I did pretty good for what I made. Grubhub was slow. Only got one delivery in 2-hour blocks. But that's all right. I still end up making 80 something bucks yesterday. And I didn't do Panera Bread. But that was pretty much it. It was pretty good with Uber Eats because, like I said, they had that little $15 promotion thing I got. So that was pretty good. But one thing I noticed with Uber Eats is that little boost thing is starting to decrease. It used to be like 1.5, 1.7. Now it's like 1.3, 1.2. And this is like on a weekend. So it ain't that, like I said, it ain't that much difference. So hopefully they'll have another Quest again, and I could do 6 deliveries and get $15. But it's amazing how they put that Quest to start at noon versus starting first thing at 11, because from noon you only got a good hour and a half to get some good lunch crowd rushes going on, and then there's a break in between, like 2, 3, 4 o'clock, 5 o'clock is pretty much nothing unless you're stuck in traffic. And then, of course, there's the dinner crowd from 6 to 9. But if the thing is over at 10, that means that if you can't get 3 deliveries early in the part of the day during the evening time, it's going to hard to get 6. Because you may get, depending on where you at, if you're in an area where it's a lot of traffic and You may not get to it as quickly, or people's not going to order food until after 5 o'clock and say 6 o'clock. That means you got 3 hours to try to get um, 6 deliveries. So it's like it could be a little bit, it could be a stretch, especially if you're trying to do it in an area that's a boost. So that's why I said I'd rather do my deliveries in a non-boost area or non-surge area because one, it's going to be more closer to houses, and two, a lot of people is going to be wanting trying to get the boost more so than you're not getting the boost at all. Then you got to worry about a lot of these raggedy ass restaurants, McDonald's, and they start to be slow. They not used to be. You would dispatch to pick up an order and the order would be immediately ready. Now I find a whole lot of places I'm waiting for Uber Eats, and there's certain restaurants that does that all the time. I mean, let's not even speak about McDonald's, but some of these other restaurants, especially these Jamaican restaurants that I be going to. There's one in particular in Snellville. I'm 20 minutes away. I drive there. I get there, and you telling me, oh, it's gonna be 15 minutes. You had 20 minutes to fix the food. What were you doing for 20 minutes when it took me 20 minutes to get there? You should have been fixing the food then, and then when I get there, then I could only have to wait 2, 3 minutes, not 15 minutes after I drove there for 20 minutes to get there. That doesn't make any stupid sense. What do you think people are going to do? Not go and get it? If it's been dispatched for the food to be ordered to be ready, then it needs to be ready when you get there. Not, it didn't say, okay, you drive for 20 minutes, you get there, you wait 20 minutes. No. If I get there and it takes me 15 minutes to get there, then the food should have been ready within 5 minutes, at least 5 minutes. You at least should be. All right, I'm back. Yeah, I do Uber and Lyft in the area that I'm going to now. Matter of fact, it's the ideal location to do Uber and Lyft. Not Uber and Lyft, Uber and Grubhub in this area, right near Perimeter Mall, next to Dunwoody, Sandy Springs, Brookhaven. It's the perfect area to do Uber Eats and Grubhub because most of them are restaurants. It's near a lot of businesses. It's near a lot of apartment complexes. So I don't really like that much, but it's near. It's a one of the ideal places because it's next to Sandy Springs, Dunwoody, an area in Brookhaven, and um, then I'm not far from Decatur area. So it's like almost the perfect area. The only thing about this area is the traffic. All right, y'all, I'm back. Guess who calls me on the phone? That's where I was at. Um, Todd. He's the other shift leader, wanting to know if I was coming to work today because there was some confusion with the schedule. Amazing. I like Todd. I like Bill. It's that bitch that I don't too much care for. But now, see, that's what I'm talking about. They did, she did all that yapping and talking about we could do without a driver. I don't care. We don't have nobody. Okay, keep saying stupid stuff like that. Now you want to know if I'm coming to work because now somebody quit. Somebody quit. I bet you I'm going to walk in there and I'm going to be like, good morning. smile like I would. And then they're going to say someone didn't come to work. Someone didn't come. They didn't show up. Ah, shit. I'm so fucking tired of these raggedy ass damn roads in Atlanta. I hope it did. Ooh, I know y'all heard that. Not me cursing, but that damn big ass hole. I mean, I was trying to see if it not. Ooh, they be building up all these damn stupid buildings and everything, and they can't fix a damn pothole. It's not even a pothole. It's a damn boulder. Ooh, exact. You heard that? Dang, that was a hole. I don't even know I can't even say a hole in the damn road. Oh, Jesus. Thank God, thank God. See, that's why I have to always, start my morning off thanking God, thank God. It ain't blow my tire. Ooh. Boy, this car has taken a beating. Mm. I'm gonna have to go to the thing. I'm gonna have to go to Discount Tires. Let them check out my Jeep. I know I need some other tires. Anything else I probably need? A balance? Something. Look at this. We deliver, not hiring. They got like 4 restaurants in this comp. I don't know what you want to call it. They got all these restaurants, 3, 4 places looking for drivers, and they think that on the drop of a dime. Oh, let me see. How did this? I don't know. I mean, I didn't have as many joint pains and things like that. I think they worked out pretty good. I didn't finish the whole bottle. I didn't notice, because like I tell you, remember when I told you I would use tape when, um, oh, I gotta go to the bathroom. When, I, when I was standing up all that time and it was hurting my joints and stuff, I noticed a difference with it. I really did. I noticed a difference. All right, y'all. Let me go in here, see what the day's gonna bring. Oh man, I thought I had my dang Fitbit. Oh, dang it. All right, let me go in there. I'll talk to y'all later. I'm gonna tell y'all what happened today too. Shoo, we're gonna get this matter straight, and you're gonna sit here and bully people at work for real. All right, talk to y'all later. Bye.